Hey everyone, this is Tsoiasue, and I'm here with episode 2 of the Pike Stories. I'm back again with good old Paul Miranda, and Paul is going to be sharing with us a memory that he has. There was a beautiful carousel on the Long Beach Pike, and it was the Looff Carousel built by Charles I.D. Looff and run by Charles and his son Arthur and his family. So Paul will share with us a memory of the time he saw that carousel burn. Okay, Paul.
Paul Miranda here, talking about the Long Beach Carousel. The day it burnt down is very vivid in my mind. I was living pretty close to Ocean and Daisy, and right across Ocean from the hill, I come up the hill on Ocean Boulevard and walked across Ocean Boulevard. Right on the corner was a drugstore. A lot of people hung out there, and I was on a bicycle. I had a bike. The war was on, and no gasoline, but I was just a young kid. And I went into this drugstore on the corner of Daisy and Ocean, and we got to talking. And somebody says, "Look, look at the smoke coming up from down on the Pike area." And we rushed out there and stood on the corner there looking, and the smoke was bad. It really boiling up. And I said, "Something's on fire. It looks like it's the Pike." So I jumped on my bicycle and took off down there. And when I got down there, of course, it was the carousel. And this, I'm not sure of the month it was, but it was in the summertime. Could have been around July and the carousel was on fire. The firemen were there doing what they can. The trucks were all over. People were gathering around watching the fire. And it burnt for quite a while. And they were trying to protect the other parts of the Pike. The Looff building was right across from the carousel, and it's all wood. All the buildings down there were wood and highly susceptible. They'd burn in a minute. So anyway, we just stood there and watched the fire, and I watched and saw the wall of music melt down with all of its instruments and everything on the wall, saxophone, all kinds of bells and guitars and stuff that played by air. And I saw it melt, and they did a good job of isolating the fire. They kept it to the carousel area. But that was a sad day. I always remember it. It was in my mind real bad for a few days because the merry-go-round was so great. And we used to love to get on there and try to get the gold ring, get a free ride. But it was beautiful. You could sit on the side. They had benches, and you could sit there and just listen to the music. And that's what I did a lot of times. I just sit there. I was fascinated by watching those instruments playing themselves. Well, that's my story. 1943, carousel burnt down.
Wow, that is a really interesting thing you bring up, this wall of music. And I'm looking forward to doing some research into it. Okay. Thank you, Paul Miranda, for that lovely description of a very sad time in our Long Beach history. I will sign off now, and we will have one more conversation today for a third episode. So
Okay.